Hey friends, join me today as I show you how to make ghee. It's super simple, far cheaper than what you can get at the grocery store, and once you make it yourself, what you buy at the store won't even compare. Homemade is so much better.
Okay, so as you can see, I've done a couple of screenshots of ghee that you can find at Walmart. I decided to look at Walmart because most people have one around. This one is $11.98 and the next one is $9.98. Now you are paying for convenience, but that is what you do when you pay for convenience, you pay more. So you can buy a pound of butter for $4.48, or at least at our local store, and you can make this yourself, and it is so super simple. I do use salted butter, but that's just what I have on hand. You can use unsalted if you want. It just takes a pound of butter, a pint mason jar or another glass container, and then a pot. And so you're just going to place your pound of butter in there, and then you are going to melt this on low and slow for an hour and a half. So I just find I use my smallest burner. I do it on the lowest heat setting because what you're trying to do is just melt it nice and slow so those milk fats separate from the rest of the butter. You are not trying to brown your butter. So that is a different technique. That is something completely different. So low and slow is what you want. Now, I would recommend that you check it after an hour, but for ours, an hour and a half usually seems to be best. And so after an hour and a half of it melting, it is going to look like this. And so you can see those milk fats have raised to the top, and that is what you want to remove. Now, we have a daughter who's sensitive to dairy but not allergic. So I make this for her so she can have a healthier butter substitute than just some of the more processed things that are non dairy. And not that there's anything wrong with that for those that enjoy it, we just like the ghee better. And so I did buy them for convenience factor for a while, but then they just really tasted funny. So I decided to start making it myself again, and it was just so much easier. So as you can see, I am taking the spoon and I'm just carefully removing those milk fats from the ghee. You just want to throw those away. You don't need to keep those for anything. You just scoop it out and then, just toss it in your trash. Another step that you can take after you've scooped off the top is you want to strain it into your jar. Now, into that, you can use a cheesecloth. If you don't have cheesecloth, you can also just put in maybe a coffee filter. Anything fine strained to do it into the jar would be great. It's really up to you. Now, again, our daughter is only sensitive and not allergic. If you are allergic to dairy, please be very cautious about doing that and making sure none of the milk fats get into there. I mean, ghee is made from dairy, so that's what it is. So use your discretion on what you can eat. And as you can see, I do have a fine mesh strainer that I have sitting on top of my jar, and I just go ahead and add in the hot ghee. Now you want to make sure that your glass jar is not cold. Make sure it's warmed up a little bit because you don't want to shock that glass and have it shatter, because it will not only make a mess, but with the butter being very hot, you could burn yourself as well. So as you can see, there's still milk fat at the bottom, and there always will be. At this point, you can choose to take that out and just toss it, or you can continue to strain it. That choice is up to you. I continue to strain it for this because, again, a little bit in there does not impact our daughter, but most of it gets caught within the fine mesh strainer, and so it's not an issue at all. And as you can see, that's what's left, and that's what most people are trying to stay away from, is that milk fat. So there is the final product. It's super simple, super easy to put together, and then you just wash out and get rid of that milk fat. You don't need to keep it for anything, and then just allow your ghee to cool on the counter until it becomes to room temperature, because again, you don't want to put a very hot glass into your cold refrigerator. You will shock it and it will shatter. I have not done that with ghee, but I have had things shatter in a microwave when I was trying to soften the ghee. So definitely want to avoid that if at all possible. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me today. I know this is a short video, but it doesn't take long to explain how to make this. If you like the video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. And I just want to thank each and every one of you for watching the video.